Today on the channel, it's Ladies Night with the top 5 female wrestling figures of 2024.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Best of 2024 countdown. As in today's video, we're counting down my top 5 female wrestling figures of 2024. Now this could be Mattel, this could be Jazzwares, this could be any of the retro companies. Anybody that released female figures in 2024 can be part of this countdown. And of course, as usual, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. Start it off at number 5, work your way to number 1, with number 1 being your favorite female wrestling figure of 2024. And man, a banner year for female wrestling figures is 2024. I bet you this year there was more female figures released than the year prior, so it keeps growing as the popularity in the women's division does continue to grow. But we always got to remember, and I get a lot of flack on the channel. There's people that come after me from time to time saying I don't support female wrestling enough, things like that. Well, it is what it is. What's it matter what I support? And I wouldn't say I don't support female wrestling. I just put that business hat on. At the end of the day, everything is a business. And as we do know, unfortunately, female figures do not sell in the same velocity of male figures. That's not me. That's just business facts out there, especially when wrestling figures are traditionally a boy's toy. We understand how that goes. It's kind of like Ken over there in the Barbie landscape. Ken doesn't sell as much as Barbie. It's the same thing with wrestling. It just is what it is, and I shouldn't really have to explain that, but a lot of people feel like it should be all females, it should be way more females, which I get it. I mean, if you like what you like and you're going to want more of it, but I do feel there is strides being made. I mean, you look at NXT every week, and I watch all the wrestling every single week. There is more female wrestling in NXT than any promotion I've ever seen, and it's a good thing. Most of it is pretty good and enjoyable. We're seeing more on Raw, we're seeing more on SmackDown, we're definitely seeing more in AEW. So I have to imagine constant learning, constant improvement. It takes a while. Things don't happen overnight, but I think 2025, guess what? We'll probably get more female figures than we got in 2024. So there is change going on for those that are really looking for that. And for me, either way, it doesn't really upset my apple cart too much. But I'm here for female figures, especially when they're good female figures. And that's what we got here today with the top 5 best in all companies making female figures. So we're going to kick it off, of course, in the countdown at number 5. All right, we kick off the countdown at number 5 with possibly the Traveling Woolberries, of course, good friends of the channel, favorite female wrestler of all time. Of course, deep cut, anybody that got it, kudos to you. We're going number 5. We're going to Maxxine. Yes, Maxxine, of course, from the Alpha Academy. Right-hand lady of Otis. How about that? And Tozawa, I guess, as well. Really like this main event figure, and main event Mattel figures this year in 2024, kind of a little bit more business talk, have exploded in popularity, so that is a good thing. I do still feel maybe they're making these in less quantities than the male counterparts, which once again goes to the business hat, but we've seen Ringside Collectibles sell out of the female main event figures extremely fast, and that was one of them, was this Maxxine figure. A lot of people, of course, wanted to complete the Alpha Academy. A lot of people wanted a female first time in the line. A lot of business hits being hit with this one right here. Starting to see this trickle out to stores right now as I'm filming this as well. But a very, very fun figure for main event. Now, have to imagine 2025, if things keep going like they're going, maybe we'll see an Elite Maxxine next year, so we'll keep our eyes out for that one. But I love that we got the peace hands here. You know, she's always doing that. She's like a young Richard Nixon, really, at the end of the day. She's got that going on for her. I like that a whole lot because it's great for posability and displaying her like this. But it kind of in the back of my head, I'm like, why don't we have a fist or a gripping hand or something? We're pretty limited with this one. But we do know with the main event articulation, you can remove these hands, replace, move things around if you want to. But I don't want to. That's my problem. I want the hands to all come with the figure. But not going to be the case here. Doesn't take away from the figure. Just a fabulous, fabulous first time in the liner right here from the main event line, which has really stepped up their business in the last year or so as well. And that's where 149 Maxxine comes in at number 5. Next up, we got the number 4 selection. And number 4, once again, we go to WWE Mattel. This time, though, we go to an exclusive to Mattel Creations / Ringside Collectibles. Number 4, we go all the way to the LWO and Zelina Vega, an absolutely amazing figure. And a lot of that amazingness comes with the Puerto Rican flag back here. Very cool. We saw her do this, of course, on the PLE from Puerto Rico. I think, was that early 2023? I can't even remember what is time once again. But we'll never forget her busting this one out. I believe it was against Rhea Ripley, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Just a very, very cool looking figure. Very different from everything else. That's one of the things that is really cool, is whenever things feel so different, they usually jump up in popularity. And some may say this was the showstopper, the show stealer of the LWO box set. A very, very cool. And we've got Zelina in the past. Some good Zelina figures in the past. But this one takes the cake. If we're doing a top 5 Zelina countdown, this is easily, by now, the number 1 Zelina figure of all time. Just a very, very fun one. Definitely worth picking up that LWO box set, and this is one of the main reasons why you should pick up that set. So Zelina Vega, LWO box set, coming in, number 4. Getting deeper and deeper into the heart of the countdown. This time we're at the number 3 selection. And number 3, for the first time, maybe the last time, maybe not, we go to AEW Jazzwares. We go to Unrivaled Series 16, Julia Hart. Now, if you saw this review on the channel, it was a bit controversial. It was a bit disappointing, as the surprise of all surprises is you could not take her head off. As we do know, Jazzwares figures, you can usually plug and play all the heads, the waist, usual stuff. But for whatever reason, there was a manufacturing defect with this one. The head would not pull off. A lot of people, Mark Sterling, another one, myself, broke the head on this. So, of course, we had to be the guinea pigs for a lot of people, as a lot of people didn't find out until the Major Pod talked about it, or I talked about it, of course, on the channel. So that was very disappointing, as you can imagine. I was pretty upset about that, obviously. Nobody likes to spend their hard-earned money and have a broken toy right out the gate, but it is what it is, unfortunately. But even with those challenges, even with that struggle, this is an amazing figure, and I will be picking up another one of these to display different looks for this one. Is Julia Hart one of the diamonds, I would say, of the female division over there in AEW? She's had a great last couple of years. Really stuck with a cheerleader gimmick. You really didn't feel like it was going to go anywhere, but then joining the House of Black and her rise to superstardom has been pretty cool to watch over the last couple of years, once again. And the figure, absolutely fantastic. Soft goods robe, got the mask, got the Stevie Nicks hat, got all kinds of stuff going on for this one. Just a fabulous, fabulous figure. One you don't want to sleep on for sure, especially if you got the House of Black. You need this to complete your House of Black. Just a fabulous figure all around, outside of the head breaking. But besides that, beautiful, beautiful figure coming in here at number 3. Down to the final 2 in the countdown. Hopefully you got your list together. Hopefully you put it in the comments down below, and hopefully you put it in order. That's the hard part, but that's the fun part of these countdowns, as we do know. But now we're at number 2, and number 2, a late entrant at the end of 2024 here, but sneaking in all the way up to number 2. Just a beautiful figure, a figure a lot of us wanted a lot sooner, but good things come to those that wait, I guess. And we're going this one, we're going back to AEW. We're going to the Ringside Collectible exclusive black and white Toni Storm figure. Now, Toni Storm, of course, the superstar of the female division, I would say, from both brands out there, WWE and Jazzwares. Breakout year in 2024 and 2023 for Toni Storm. I couldn't believe we didn't get this a lot earlier. I felt like they could have just repainted and mixed some things with the last one, but they went that extra step, got us a new figure, got multiple heads, beautiful soft goods robe. They went the extra attention to detail to give us a black and white title belt here. Of course, watch out for the shoe. We got that. Just an amazing figure, and I would love to see this re-released as a regular colored figure, just normal colored figure. I think there's meat on the bone for that as well, so let's just re-release that, maybe do another ringside exclusive. Not sure how they want to do it, but I feel we need a regular version of Toni Storm. Hopefully we get that in 2025. But man, I can't say enough good things about this one. Truly a sleeper figure, just absolutely amazing figure. One I like a whole lot. So much, in fact, it jumped all the way to number 2 right out of the gate. So Toni Storm, Ringside Collectible exclusive, available right now. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Comes in at number 2, which means there can only be one. What is the number 1 female wrestling figure of 2024? Well, stay tuned. We've hit the end of the countdown. We're at the number one spot, my number one female wrestling figure of 2024. Once again, put your list in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel as we got countdown videos aplenty as we finish off 2024 and into early 2025. There's a lot of videos to go, and we'll take the winner of every different one and put them in a super countdown to find truly what is the best action figure of 2024. So you don't want to miss any of that. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel while you're at it. A lot of videos going on, a lot of content every single day, and I appreciate all the support out there. But now it's time. We got to get down to the number one figure. And a lot of people were saying right off the bat, of course, early 2024, this figure came out. People said this was the best female wrestling figure of the year in 2024. Well, they weren't lying. I wasn't either. And a lot of people said this is the best WWE Ultimate figure of 2024 and possibly of all time. Well, you'll have to stay tuned for that top 10 Ultimates of 2024 countdown video on this very channel to find out if it made that list. But it for sure made the number one spot in the female figures of 2024. What are we talking about? We're talking about Asuka Ultimate Edition. An amazing figure. Blew a lot of us away very early on in the year. Absolutely stunning figure. Now, Bill McKenna, of course, loves him some Asuka. We almost got her detailed robe, part of the network spotlight many years ago. We finally got it here in the Ultimate line. Of course, extra hands, extra head. You get the mask here. There is so much to like with this one. Just a fabulous, fabulous figure. And obviously with all the extra pizzazz, the extra ultimateness to it, it's going to climb high on the list. But this was easily the number one figure. Toni Storm gave a quick run at the end, but not close enough to overtake Asuka. And a lot of times you kind of get recency bias with some stuff. You're more familiar with it where you forget about what came out in the January, Februarys of 2024 in this case here. But Asuka was one I could never forget about. A breathtaking figure, a strong figure, one of the best female figures possibly of all time, if not the best female figure of all time. Just a great, great figure that should be a part of everybody's collection. If you're truly a collector out there, you need this in your collection. So Asuka hitting the number one spot of female figures in 2024 in my list. Taking the top spot right there. But how about you? Once again, put your list in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, my other YouTube channel, and check out the Patreon for early access to both channels' videos, Q&As, giveaways, dog stuff, pizza stuff, you name it. It's all over there in the old Patreon. Appreciate the support over there. ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram, and now newly on TikTok. Don't forget that. And also this year, released a book, The Complete Guide to the WWE Jakks Classic Superstars Series. Almost 700 pages of content available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and now newly available on Kindle. Check it out if you have not. So for the top 5 female wrestling figures of 2024, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.